Oh, did we unmute? Did I unmute?
No, I don't think
Live. We are.
we're live, are we?
Yeah, this is the real thing. We've just spent a day in a railway arch in Brixton working out what on earth we were doing here, and it was all gearing up to this moment. We had some primed rehearsals about how we would announce hello to everyone, having not ever done anything like this before. You're going to have to bear with us. So I'm Roger.
I am Kage. I'm clearly not aware that live streams have a slight lag in terms of what I see and what you see. So,
And we're here in the railway arches that belong to the Bureau of Silly Ideas, where ordinarily there would be club sillies happening on a semi-regular, irregular basis for the best part of the last decade or plus more. And needless to say, that all came to a sudden end about a year ago, and we were left twiddling our thumbs going, what are we going to do now? We've done all our work. You know, normally we're a group of people who predominantly work outside, entertaining and having a laugh and doing great art in public spaces. But we didn't know we couldn't do that anymore. And we struggled around. We didn't know what to do. And thankfully, I put in for some money from the London Cultural Recovery Fund, and they funded us to commission 6 new pieces of work, which are just tiny little tryouts, and then give one of those. Anyway, well, that's what we did.
So yeah, the Thing-A-Ma-Jig.
Money to do camera stuff as well and streaming, which is not in our comfort zone at all. And here we are doing it for the very first time. And we didn't know what to call it, so they came up with the name of
Thing-A-Ma-Jig, because it was kind of open, so it was an open process. We didn't want to, you know, put titles and make it so that it was all about one art form, because we embrace all art form. And yeah, so that's what we did.
That's it. So we still don't really know what a thingamajig is, but we've got a good idea of what 6 look like, and we're about to see them. And
housekeeping. Should I do housekeeping?
You do the housekeeping.
Right. So we're obviously, as Roger said, we're live streaming. We are, and we're in 3 different online locations. So we're on YouTube, Facebook, and on a Zoom webinar. And that means that you're all interacting in different ways. So 2 of the pieces out of the 4 are participatory, fully live. So they are the ones that you will see from our studio space next door. And the other 4 are pre-recorded videos. They'll each be followed by an interview. And on the participatory ones, feel free to get involved. If you are streaming on YouTube or Facebook, you'll need to shout or scream a little bit louder in your participatory acts, because we won't be able to hear you like we can those in the Zoom room quite as easily. So we're based in Brixton, so just shout really loud and we'll get the message. And then for those of you who may be watching who have access issues, you can put on auto captions on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll be giving a brief kind of visual download of what you're going to see in the upcoming video. Sadly, we didn't have the ability, because of the tech and the different systems, to be brilliantly on it and great at it, but we will be doing a post-event edit which will have audio description and full captions, because we also know that Facebooks and YouTubes aren't that brilliant. So should we go?
We are. We've got another bit of housekeeping, which is in the event of a fire, we have to do that every time someone's here. Get out of your building as soon as you can, because we're nowhere near you. In the meanwhile, we're going to do it. There was one rule, really, we made up in this about what you had to do.
Should I describe Benna first?
You could do. I was going to do. Yeah, go on then.
Yeah. So Benna is a spoken word poet. His piece is called Let's Dance. Benna is a black 20-something male with short hair. He is wearing all black with a top that's got white writing on. And he will spend he's spending most of the time stood at a microphone speaking his piece. He is accompanied by Sharona, who is a black 20-something female. She's got her hair tied up in a bun, is wearing a fully white outfit with a black face mask covering her mouth. And she is doing a range of dance moves in time to the beats.
And the one condition that everybody had, the only unifying thing between all the things, is they were asked to choose a fanfare before we announced them when they came on, and their choices were a kazoo, a fart machine, and, of course, a trumpet. And Benna chose the trumpet. So here we go. We're going to roll the VT and go over to Benna.
Time it's as you come to the beach, you cool when the baseline hits. Feeling a mix of something when you don't know the lyrics. A moment of silence to all my shit lost in mosh pits. Certain tracks are worth it, there'll be some forever. We come together, we're talking the hardest drops. Guys against the wall on their phone like, bro, you gonna dance or what? We looking vexed at life, but you prefer to the center for the electric slide. Sweat pouring down the face, everyone's kinda drenched. Got fingers to listen to the DJs behind the decks. When we finally get to shake a leg, I hope it's got the flies and side effects. Sacrificing dance time for queuing at the bar time. Though I know that I am skin. Last time won't be the last time. I order overpriced drinks in overcrowded venues, body to body. People barging past with the largest glass, with no warning like it's high for art. Spilling drinks with seldom properly and slowly. Pretending to hear what my guy said and replying. Recycling the only two dance moves I know. We're trying to live the same dream. Dancing like it's the dance plague of 15, 18. Soon come to my yardie charges up against the speaker dagger. To the guys half nodding, half standing still like he's a mannequin. Drunk enough to move, sober enough to know we've got no rhythm. We're all friends, it's alright. Missing the white girl wasted faces of everyone at the end of the night. When the lights cut on and it's bright enough to reveal the sight. We've been dancing with Frankenstein's look-alike. I wish I knew the last time I danced with people was gonna be the last time I danced with people. The world's got us thinking about masks and needles. Clubs turn to supermarkets, they're the new motive. If dance was tissue, we would have been panic buying with wisdom to get us through COVID. I never felt so free while surrounded by people that look like me, man, suits and their knees. Carnival's the only place you can come with someone, end up losing them in the sea of people and see you throwback friends like it's a reunion for the G's. The only time you can smoke like it's 420 in front of police. Distracted while they catching a wine. In the back of my mind was trying to live the same dream of dancing like it's the dance played at 15, 18.
The process has been interesting. So from the very start, writing the piece, which was it was difficult 'cause I didn't know what to write. I didn't really know how to take the dancing plague and make it fun and attractive, etc., etc. And then making the beat was kind of interesting as well because I didn't really have much confidence in production, so that kind of helped me to show a different side to myself. The shoot was a big highlight. Lights, camera, action, it kind of brought the piece to life. The dancer Sharona also brought something integral to the table. How would you say it was?
For me, it was fun. It was very interesting. It's the first time I've actually worked with Benna, a spoken word artist. So it allowed me to get very creative. Out of my comfort zone a little bit. But yeah, overall it was fun.
No, I see it being bigger, I see it being better, more dancers, more importantly having the time to refine it a little bit more. I want to rewrite the poem, I want to not get that train sound in here, I want to...
It's in there, it's alright.
I want to rewrite the poem, I want to work on the production of the beat. And yeah, just give it that being out in the club, that nostalgic feel.
Creativity. I feel like it says it in the name, Club Silly. Yeah. I will say definitely being here, there's a sense of like family. This is definitely a space for creatives. Took me back to being in the theatre world because it's been a while, so yeah, I feel at home. Yeah, it's like a welcome back home type of feeling.
Yeah, similar to me. So being a Brixton native, it gave me that old school. I'm in Brixton. I'm in my childhood kind of nostalgia again. Also, being a spoken word artist, it's kind of deep. Sometimes it feels like you need a therapist when you're listening to one of us. So I feel like Club City allowed me to be a bit more quirky with it, be a bit more lighthearted, a little more fun, and show a side that I don't usually get to show. So if I got the next pot of money, I would make this project bigger, make it better. like I said before, it will allow me to put more time into it to refine it. I'd probably get a bit of production on the beat.
You bring more people.
Bring more people, yeah. Bring more dancers. Obviously, would be the main one. But bring more, bring more dancers, just to kind of bring that feel of being out with people, being social, bring that energy alive. I'd also spend a little more money on the props to kind of bring the lines to life.
I got it wrong, Cags. I messed up. Sorry. Hello.
That was better.
I think it's our first attempt. I owe anyone watching on YouTube a big apology because I
Possibly Facebook.
maybe Facebook. I can't see that. I tried watching it, but apparently that's what made the mistake. I got a really good view of what should have been seen, and you got a really good view of the studio floor. But hey, that's the way it goes. Ben is great. Check him out.
Yeah. And local, Brixton.
It was good.
It was great. And who knew that there was a dancing plague in 1580 that meant that everyone danced?
Mummy?
Not you?
Yeah, I don't know. But some of you. I've no idea if anyone's talking and what's coming up next. Because the screen with all my queuing on is the thing that if I put that on, it means that you see the floor. So we're in a bit of a limbo, guys. I think I'm going to have to rely on modern technology and stuff. Cags, what's next?
It's Caitlin with Fly on the Wall. So this one, sad to say, this is our least friendly for those who are visually impaired.
Stop, Cags. Don't go any further because I remember now this is really important because you don't want to spoil it if you've got a good vision. So don't listen and follow my lead. If you want to have the surprise and the fun of the whole visual experience, do this. La la la. Go on, Cags, tell them. And everyone else, I'll let you know when you can take your fingers out of your ears. La la la.
Fly on the Wall is a fly-eye view of the world. It's an interactive, participatory happening. And what you're going to do, what happens in it is basically it's a real life fly eye that is touring around a house. The audience gets to choose where the fly is going, and it will go to different rooms, including the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room, and different things will happen in there. So the fly will do different forms of interaction in the way that flies generally do. So you may see a spider, you may end up in some dinner, you may fall down the toilet, and who knows. So that's what will be happening. And obviously, if you're interested in that, then check back in a week or two and check out our audio described version. Cool.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Everyone else, right? Hopefully you've stopped la la la-ing, and now we can move over without her to do. I know already. She wanted to have a fanfare that was a kazoo. So let's go with Caitlin.
It's been a great process. Nailing it. So good. It's been great. Next question. No, it's been the process has been interesting, of course, because we're creating a work in a pandemic, but that's boring. So let's leave that bit behind. It's also been interesting because we're using technology and using a lot of tangible stuff. So working out what things from theatre work when you put them through a Zoom lens. And that's why I had to amass a crack team. Like we were performing a bank heist.
We met on
We met on
We
Zoom.
did meet on a digital
Yeah.
platform.
with a
Doing puppetry.
blanket puppet.
Cool.
Yeah.
But not physically.
No.
So the process has been really nice because we've been exploring like theatre and film stuff and puppet stuff and interactivity and what's the best way to actually give audiences agency when they're in their own homes, and then also having loads of fun because we've got clowns and acros and things and people, and we're doing an interview, Ella. I think there's sort of two directions that we go in, and one is expanding this work, and what we really like to do is make this really adaptable so that we can take it to festivals and then perform fly on the wall in the festival bar and have a live audience viewing. I really just want to be seen, is what I'm saying. I want a live audience so they can see my costume. It's street theatre in a bar, but at the same time you've got an external audience who's inside, who's dictating that, and so we've now got this, like, a new level of connection between people's audiences.
So some people in the bar will be watching on their phone and know exactly what's happening, and other people in the bar will just see a giant fly lady.
Yeah, and have no idea. And so I think there's a really cool. I really want COVID to be over so I can stick my kazoo in people's drinks and blow little bubbles.
Many years before anyone lets you.
And that's why I see this as my long-term project. I think that this is my nest egg. The thing about Club Silly that really resonated with me was that I felt like I'd found a group of people who were focused on making art that was really corporate, marketable, sensible. Yes, that's the word. Safe. Serious. The S words. It was all of the S words. It was so great.
Sexy.
So great. It was sexy. It was so sexy.
The nexus of this outfit.
It was the nexus of this outfit. We make work that is like ridiculous, biting, political, and then also definitely political, and then also really like just dumb and challenges your sense of buying into something that can be like very beautiful and very sweet and also like chaotically bizarre. And I was just really chuffed that we had a space with sort of the resources around that we could get in and start doing this kind of thing, because otherwise it's in your lounge room kicking about. It's hard to get funding for ideas that are chaotic and fun and to do that kind of thing. The 400 grand, I used it. So I'm going to build an empire. I will use, and now that we've said it, it's out there, we all know it's 400 grand. I'm going to use it to make a mech suit. It's me in a 4-story fly robot with a giant kazoo.
Fly palace.
I'm trying maggot costumes rolling around.
Yeah. That's what I would use the 400 grand for immediately, is making everyone a quilt-sized maggot costume. That's involved with the show.
That was Fly. It was very Fly-like, right? It just kept, you think it's dead, it's not dead. Keeps
And
coming
it went
back.
into the toilet.
The bum. Did you see the bum? Bum.
I did see it a bit more. Sorry, we should have probably had a parental guidance.
Explicit warning.
Explicit warning. That was Caitlin's strong arm. And next is
Well, I'm confused, right? Because Bella was talking about £4,000 and Caitlin was talking about £400,000. Because we do know one artist has got a further investment coming.
So yeah, out of the six that we've got a really difficult choice now coming up, and we have got some extremely qualified people joining in on this on the webinar, and we're going to give one of those six groups, people or acts, another £4,000. And when I thought it up, it seemed like quite a good idea to get more money, but now I've realised I've sort of created a sort of game show, but it's not. So please do help us by voting for your favourite, but there's no reason why that will, we hold the right to just take bribes from all of you. So listen up, if you're watching, any of you guys who've just we're watching your videos, remember we are susceptible to all sorts of backhanders. And next is Sean and Joey.
We're here.
Would you like to describe them, Kaggy?
Sure. Sean and Joey are two clowns. They're both quite short. Joey, what?
And old.
Old. I mean, they're middle-aged, right? They're middle-aged clowns. Joey is a female with dark hair, which I think is tied up for this, and Sean is a male with quite traditional male hair. In that it's not really short and it's not long, so somewhere in between. And their piece, they're gonna basically just muck around a lot, and there's quite a fun bit that for those who are visually impaired that involves a stereo. It's called Ghetto Blaster, and then mostly it's just them kicking back and being a bit silly.
And they wanted a fanfare trumpet. Are we ready to get ready for Sean and Joey?
And action. Action. Action.
Maternity ward, Doncaster, in 1948. Our parents were quite old when they had us. It was a difficult birth.
It's a girl. It's a boy. It's a...
5 years old. Our first school photograph. Our 7th birthday party. He always did that. Yes. 17. Our first cigarette. At 19, I met him. For me? I do. He had a dicky ticker. We'd old at 33. Barry always knew how to cheer me up. He always did what was best.
I bought it up. The brown cow.
Hey! Look at him!
Brown cow.
Look at him. Look at him. Saturday night. We went down the Regal. I saw Dad's boat. It was brilliant. Made quite an impression on our Barry.
I got the script in the post on Saturday. It's signed by Wolfgang Petersen. It's all in German though. German's hard to learn. Nicht. It's tricky. Nicht. Yep, no. Nicht.
I always promise to look after Barry.
If I stay still, she usually goes away. Scene 23, the drowning. You'll feel it. Scene 23, the drowning. You'll feel it. Not till I lose my hand. Jürgen. Sie will ein nicht gehen lassen. Was ist los? Jürgen. Jürgen. Was ist los? Jürgen. Sie will ein nicht gehen lassen. Sie will ein nicht gehen lassen. Ja, Jürgen. Was ist los? Was ist los? Was ist los?
I promised Mum I'd always look after Barry.
Was ist los? Nicht gehen lassen.
When it's a more pickled onions reeling up. I was quite taken with it myself. Es ist tot. Ich habe Angst. Das tut mir aber leid. Das ist ein Siegel.
It's fine. I'll go change the barrels.
It was always quiet in the mucky moo after Christmas time.
I can't get rid of the wax on New Year's Eve.
Here.
Put him there! Wait.
We felt like we were drifting out to sea. It was like being in a submarine.
Das ist ein Siegel?
Das ist ein Siegel.
Dive! Dive again! The flames! Oh, it's electric. Oh. Quick!
A sign!
Das ist ein Flare! Stop it! Checking the bowels!
Off you go.
I have to turn her.
Das ist ein Sieg.
Last orders. Have them all. Oh, creamy comments moving us. Nice little bit of a couch shot.
That feels quite nice.
Again,
I feel quite nice about that.
that's kind of interactive. That would be what I'd want to go on. Sorry. Okay, there we go. How was it? It was great.
It was great.
It was great.
It was great. Well, first of all, we've never worked together before. We've known each other a long time, but we've not worked together before.
There's a reason for that as well.
Yeah. I love him. He hates me. No, I'm only messing. So we were discovering our different ways of working as well. I would suggest that Sean's very physical. I'm less physical, a bit more verbal. So that was a thing we were working with.
We can be serious now.
Can we start again?
No, that's fine.
Can we start again? I told bollock. I didn't like any of that.
One of the reasons that we applied for this is so we could see how we could work together as well. And also the idea of someone who's a bit more of a silent social distancing, you see, that really worked over the whole period of time. That really worked.
Are we on now?
Yes, it's just.
Are we on now?
The cameraman's wetting himself right now.
Oh my goodness. So during the process, Sean actually came up with the idea of how would two clowns perform the 9-hour version of Das Boot?
Yeah.
Now, we realised early on, didn't we, that was actually just a framework, a provocation for us to get into the room and play.
And we wouldn't get funded for a 9-hour show either.
No. We really started looking at different genres as well a little bit, didn't we? Exploring the genre of horror. That seemed really interesting to us. So what we'd like to, and of course, being able to shift very quickly into two worlds, so in the submarine, out of the submarine. So we'd like to continue to explore the language, of course, of the piece, in terms of the visual language and finding solutions to some of those epic questions we might have given to ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And digging out, I think what the core of all of this stuff is really the relationship of these two people, and it hangs off that. And there's so many stories that have come up going, what happened to her husband? Where did he get the money for the pub?
Yeah.
Da, da, da. So there's lots of underworlds going on. And coming back to the world, the idea of the loss of community as well. The one reason we were looking at pubs is because all the rural communities were losing their pubs because of Weatherspoons and stuff like that. So that idea of them being a bit embattled in the countryside. We rented a train for the interview as well.
Yes,
so
great.
It's going to
Just right on cue. Right. I don't know if this is relevant, but it's the people at Club Silly. That's that Roger, you.
And the other artists as well.
Yeah. And so because they're inventive and really willing to take anything on and explore it, there's never a no, it's always a yes. So there was that ethos within Club Silly that we found exciting.
I think also that openness in this process that you gave us is just go explore, because usually there's something that has a load of weight on it. So you're already a bit top heavy going, I need to get this really worthy to get it here or here. Whereas because we wanted to understand what the relationship was, it was just getting a room and just going, go play, and out of that, all that weighty stuff comes, and then we go, okay, well that's what it's about. It's about the loss of partners, it's about loss of community. And we started to understand so then we can build on it again. But I think the old community thing with Club Silly is super important. I was a bit kind of in and out of the meetings, but it's so nice to see other artists, and also the range of other artists that we're all going up, and we're all just making, even if, we're doing hugely different things.
Yeah.
There's a common language. I think that's massively important, especially at the moment as well.
Sean and Joey.
Sean and Joey.
9-hour version of Das Boot.
Fantastic. Oh, well, what's that going to be, about 500 quid an hour? If they got a bargain, if you think about it that way. It's true. So, where are we? How's it all? Well, hope you've all been having a great time. I've realised that
We're halfway through.
we're halfway through. We've made a bit of a miss, which is an apology on our behalf as far as audio descriptions go, Cags. People who are visually impaired don't know what you look like.
Or what you look like.
Yeah, so.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, bad form. So I'm Kagi. I am a woman, a white woman in her mid-30s. I have blonde hair that is chin length and blue eyes. And I'm currently wearing a brightly coloured top that has splashes of red, green, white, black and grey on. And it's a bit painterly in its style.
And I'm Roger. I'm about 6'4", and I'm heavily bronzed with a 6-pack. I often work in rescuing people as a lifeguard, and that's all made up because the reality is I'm a bloke in his 50s with grey hair wearing a spotty jacket. Fantastic.
Aged punk.
Yeah, bit of that. Which brings us on to someone else who likes colouring their hair in the style of their grannies, who's very, very purple at the moment, and he's called Will.
Spiky Will, man of danger.
So would you like to describe him, Cags?
Sure. So he's going to be doing how to cut your daughter in half. So Spiky Will is a white 40-year-old male. He has spiky hair that is bright purple at this current moment, and he usually is in a suit. So he's in a sort of 3-piece. Well, not quite a 3-piece. It's a waistcoat, tie, trouser number, and he is starring alongside his 5-year-old, and I think his 3-year-old makes an appearance at some point in the film, but it's predominantly Mabel, his 5-year-old, who has she has blonde hair tied up in bun pigtails with a pink and a blue streak in, and she's quite small. And that's about it. And then they're going to be doing some magic. So in essence, they're going to be showing you how to make a contraption that means that you can saw your kid in half. So it's demonstrating that process.
And in the process of sawing noises and sawing kids, his request for a fanfare was the kazoo. So without further ado, I shall make sawing noises. That's a bit like a fly. No, so fanfare. Much more suitable for Spiky.
Hi, I'm Will Laverick-Cutt, the CEO of the Laverick-Cutt Danger Family Productions, and today I'd like to present to you for further investment our latest product, the Mobile Child Shop. A mobile, versatile, exciting, family-oriented product with scores of potential future uses. More about that in a moment. I've got a short video to introduce you to who we are and how we came to this moment.
Hi, so I'm Spiky, also known as Spiky Will, Man of Danger. I am 40 years old, I am a professional stunt performer, and before the pandemic I used to travel the world performing my show for all sorts of lovely people.
Hi, I'm Mabel and I'm 5.5 years old. Before lockdown I used to go to school and go to my friends' houses.
So, this is the situation. One 40-year-old professional show-off with, for the second time this year, no audiences to perform to, and one 5.5-year-old, not to mention the 3-year-old and the wife, locked in the house with these two, looking for a project. Now, Mabel had often asked me to teach her a bit of magic. So, I did. Keep going, 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 you're doing great. And then lift it up a bit. Oh, that's brilliant. And a big pull off.
Then we realised that most magic tricks are really boring.
And go. Drill, drill, drill. Look at me. What are you doing, girls? That looks a bit dangerous. Look at me.
So what you can see is that's a bit of our process. That's how we came up with this. This is the invention itself, and it's based on an old classic magic trick, but it's got a little bit of a twist on it, which I'll go into a little bit later. The applications of what we've made just grew and grew as we continued making this product. Due to the wheels and the fact that it packs down into a small suitcase, this is an extremely mobile product. I came here today with it on the train. It can go to any festival. It can be flown around the world. And I can really imagine it as an interactive festival piece, borrowing a grown-up, borrowing a child, telling them the secrets of the mechanism and the real danger that's involved, and watching them bond over the shared secrets and doing a small performance. Equally, it's a show in a case as well. I feel like I could perform this with anyone's child or my own, absolutely anywhere, and I feel that's something that other people do as well. So you can see what we've created is this mobile, spectacular illusion. It's on wheels, fits down into a small suitcase. As you can see, we've got the real saw. This is the bit that everybody loves. Absolutely nothing to be messed with. Real danger, dropping the family towards it. This is the archway that opens, pinning the small child in. We've got the straps, and this one's to secure their head, and then we tilt it back so we've got the show time. So, we've made a big dangerous thing, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a demonstration of the really good bit. The bit with the saw and the danger. So, one real saw, let's do this. Hey Mabel, are you ready?
Yeah.
Sawing in half?
Yeah.
Probably going to be okay. Okay, so we'll place saw in here. Mabel, you know we've got a safety word, yeah? Okay? Remember the safety word at any point, okay? Yeah? Do you remember what the safety word is?
No.
It's anti-disestablishmentarianism. That one, okay, alright, okay, let's do this, baby. Okay, you stay really still. 3, 2, 1, go, okay? Here we go. 2, 1. So, further investment which we're looking for today. We ensure a future for this and indeed for the Cut family danger productions. We love doing things like this, but it's also an investment that keeps food on our table, keeps the performing family going through an unprecedentedly tough year. Even though we've seen it work on a small child, it does work on a grown-up as well. It's got a little installed stall, so sitting down and tilted back, this whole experience works for a grown-up as well, which is wonderful for the kind of performances that we like to create. We love to scale this up. We love to make it out of bespoke materials so that it can travel around festivals, street events, parties, the whole jolly, and get as many people as possible and interact in the weird world when we're allowed to see each other again in person.
It's been brilliant. It's been unlike any other thing I've created because
I'm very used to building things for gigs and doing specific stuff for shows, and this had a far friendlier timeline, and so it's grown organically as we've gone along. Started with one idea that has turned into a far bigger product than we originally started. We started with a show and we've turned it into something that's got lots of other uses. And we've also had lots and lots of time at home together. So the project really grew with my two small people, with Mabel and Matilda. It was very, very child focused and just kind of pushing the boundaries of that side of things. What can you do with your own children that you can't do with other people's? And also, what could you do with other people's children using big, dangerous equipment once you've practiced it on your own, one who you own?
What was your favourite thing, Mabel?
Doing the magic trick with Daddy and being cut in half.
It's Mabel's idea that we should do a cutting in half, and it kind of just reminded me of some stuff that I've done in the past, and that's why we, with stuff from our shed, constructed a saw in half illusion. I think there's loads of applications for the work, which is the brilliant thing. Again, originally we were trying to make just a piece for performance, with the idea that it could be done on the street, festivals and that kind of thing. But because we've made it mobile, it's on a stack truck, I can really see it working at festivals, events. It's street entertainment. It can be done as a small 5-minute show kind of thing, but also can be done interactive. I'd love to borrow a grown-up and a child, spend 10 minutes with them, all the trust stuff with the saws and the power saws and stuff like that, and build a little kind of post-lockdown, a little bit of bonding for parents and children, and we really believe in kind of letting children do a little bit of dangerous stuff, especially after months and months of isolating them and, you know, keeping them super safe like that. I think it's really important that when they get out there they can really get muddy. Another £4,000 would be amazing, because it's very much kind of a prototype. It's a working prototype, but it's made from stuff on a Porsche budget from my shed, basically, and it works, and it's been great fun, but I can imagine a bigger, better constructed one, possibly even a pair, one for a grown-up, one for a child. So if we made a bigger, better, stronger version that was specifically meant for the idea of festivals and street events, we could do it absolutely brilliantly with that money.
So have you cut your daddy in half?
No.
No,
Do you
no.
want to?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can give it a go today.
And then the
Yeah, I was
Yes,
Now you see it?
Quite like to get one of them. I wonder if he can, you know, make a version that's for cats.
I don't,
Spinster women.
why cats?
Spinster women, isn't it? There's probably a big market for sawing a cat in half.
Oh yeah, I just, whatever. Oh dear. I've been having issues with the lighting, and I forgot some of the basic lessons I learned YouTubing and stuff about how to do this sort of thing. And one of the major lessons was don't put the camera below your chin if you've got more than one, and sort of raise it. So raise the camera. So excuse me whilst I have this. I'll just seek some advice and have a quick go at that. Is that better? Right, fantastic. Now, can't see my double chin, it's perfect. I've done my own vanishing trick, and next up we have, who is it?
Comfort.
Comfort.
Yeah, Comfort with Welcome to the Rover. So
Brilliant, Comfort, welcome to the Rover, and she wanted, for her fanfare.
Comfort is a black female in her 20s. She has braided hair that is quite tight to her head at the moment. And in this piece, there's two bits in this piece which will, for those who are visually impaired, will probably just be quite silent and quite difficult. The first is the opening. They're both in the opening sequence. The first is when she is scrolling through a text message exchange between her and a friend about a letter. The second is when she's doing a doom scroll of the old news feed that isn't being very happy.
Oh, well, that's interesting. But for her fanfare, she wanted farts.
Hey Jack, just tried calling earlier, not picking up, so just wanted to check in. Don't know if you've seen that bit on the news, saying the whole world's going to end, something about someone getting ill and then everyone's going to be in a coma, like all over the world. I don't know, just made me laugh, so I sent you the link so we could chat. So when you're back, text me. Can someone tell me what the fuck is going on, right? I've come back out and no one's here. I only went to change a barrel, can't leave the new girl to it, and so you know how it is, and then I come out and pints left, half finished, tabs left unpaid. Everyone's gone. What the fuck is happening? Can someone tell me? Is anyone even listening to this? Life to myself. Fucking great. Fuck's sake. Such a nasty beer. Okay, it's not funny anymore, Jack, yeah? Just come back, right? Just come back. I need you here, right? And if you've got his phone and you see this, just tell him to come back. He best come back. It's mad here. There's all these sounds like... Oh, what's this? Didn't take you for the sentimental type, Jack. Found it under the stairs, my favourite bag. Had all my stuff in the world in this bag. All the stuff I nicked from the shop. Even found a secret stash of my old favourite popcorn. That's quite stale. And my favourite hat. You hated this hat. You said it made me look poor. I'm wearing it now, Jack. I'll give anything for you to tell me that. Just come back. Please. Don't leave me here on my own. Oh, Jack, is that you? I've been trying to call. Who are you? Who the fuck are you? Where's Jack? I don't understand. Why are you calling from Jack's phone? He's my best mate and you've got his phone. What's going on? I don't understand. Hello? Why have you got his phone? I've been trying to reach him. Have you seen him? Have you even seen him? Do you know him? Please. No. Well, fuck-a-doodle-doo. I guess we're both survivors. My name's Maud Thomas. I've been stuck here for 2 weeks and I don't want to hear a life story. I'm not a good listener. I don't understand. How did you get his phone? Did you grab it off him or something? No. Right. Have you been hearing them ever since? Look, I just want to find my friend Jack. He was here. Tell him I waited. I'm here. I'm still here at the Rover. If you see him, it'd be better with him here. He's smarter than me. He would know what's going on. He'd know what to do. Can you even hear me? No. What? Oh, okay. It does seem like it's a bit muffled. Phone busted up. Okay. If you could just understand. I just wish he was here. I'm nothing without him, really. You see, he's like, without him, I'm some undercooked, underseasoned chicken. He's like the crackers to my cheese. I'm sorry, okay? Just don't worry about me. Be fine. Be great. Amazing. Love being alone. Love it. Great. Really, really, really good. But you don't have to go. I'd offer you a drink, but yeah. Well, just stay for a little bit, please. I mean, it'd be good for you, right? Must be hard. Look at us. I promise I'm a lot of fun. That's them again. Look, just stay with me for a little bit. I know, okay. I'll sing you a song. Yeah. It's gonna be great. Okay. Alright, here we go. Let me on we go, heel for heel and toe to toe, arm in arm and row in row, all for mother's wedding. Alright, sorry. Not all black people can sing and dance, sorry. I can do amazing animal impressions. What would you like to hear?
Chicken.
Chicken? Oh, yeah, okay. Chicken is like, chicken is... No, sorry, can't do that. What else? Moose. A moose. No, yeah, sorry. Something else? Chinchilla. Chinchilla. Chinchilla? No. I can do an elephant though. Okay, go something like... No? Oh, I'm sorry. I promise I am a lot of fun. I mean, give me a break, it's the end of the bloody world. Sorry, don't go. I just never, ever thought I'd be in, oh my God, yes, let's play Never Have I Ever. That is my favourite, and I'm not going to explain the rules because you already know them. Okay, grab a drink. Right, so I think you go first. That's a terrible start. Come on, realistic. And no saucy ones. Okay, my turn. Never have I ever stolen chocolate from a baby at the seaside. Just me then? Right? Your turn.
Never have I ever wanted to be someone else.
Oh, that's a bit worrying, mate. I mean, it's the end of the world. You haven't got a choice. My turn. What? Oh, okay, right. Good ones. Never have I ever broken a snooker table. It's a good one, right? Just me again. Sensing a theme here. Oh, on your turn.
Never have I ever done an impression of an elephant.
You absolute so-and-so. That was an incredible impression, and I will not have anyone saying the otherwise. Right? But yes, I have. Okay, never have I ever been chucked out of a hostel. Just me again. Great. Your turn. Oh, sorry. No, I didn't catch that one. Yeah, busted again, is it? Oh, okay. Well, I've got loads. Good ones. Okay, never have I ever done a number one and number two at the same time. Never have I ever fallen asleep in my own sick. Never have I ever told Jack how much I love this bloody hat. Fuck. I shouldn't have drank that. That beer's out of date. Shit. What's that? It could be Jack. Don't go. Just stay there. The process has been equal parts pain, equal parts pleasure. I've had a lot of fun in the rehearsal time that I've had and thinking about ideas, and then a lot of pain trying to get them out of my head. But I've had the time and space to do that, which has been exciting. So when I first sort of envisioned it, it was meant to be completely a live piece. You know, I hope in the future that will be possible. At the moment, I think it works quite well as a sort of semi-live piece, half sort of streamed, and it's very interactive. So I hope, you know, it can potentially enter a festival of some kind. I think, especially with all the work that's been produced. So the 4K would be really helpful in having a chance to do more R&D. Having a chance to really test out stuff with other audiences, and figuring out where best this work would thrive, in terms of getting in touch with other people as well. I think making music, I really want to get specific songs made for the show that are maybe a little bit pastiche of other songs that we love. You know, getting set pieces, like trying to source things that really bring out the pub environment, and things like that, as well as just like marketing and understanding that side of things. So it'd be really helpful for developing my practice as an artist, and I think making it as accessible as possible is something that's really key to me. You know, making sure, I think I watched a show recently where there was someone signing in the show, and I just thought, why isn't that always the case? Making sure there's always captions, you know, like just making sure that I have time and space and that can actually make it accessible. That would just mean the world. What resonated with me about Club Silly when I was first looking at the application was how exciting it seemed. I think maybe that's not the best word. I'm trying to say innovative, but that always sounds really bleh. But I feel like they do a lot of things that a lot of people are afraid to do, and support people in ways that, you know, maybe you have to prove more that you need it. Like, there's none of that, and that's really, really exciting, and really, like, I'm very grateful for it, because I think it would have been difficult for me to get this kind of support anywhere else. So I felt very drawn to that, and how easy and accessible the application process was. I don't know if anyone else will resonate with that, but like, there's a lot of applications at the moment.
We might. A bit of rumbling in that, which was comfort, fantastic, and that's because we're in railway arches, and underneath we get, you know, we're used to working on streets and having a lot of background noise, so it's normally not, doesn't make any difference. But with live broadcast, when a train goes over, you get, and you might have heard something. It made us smile. Anyway,
Right.
that was great. What have we got coming up next, Cax?
Well, comfort's missing the pub, right? The smells, sounds, all of that. Made me miss all of that.
A bit of a recurring theme, have you noticed?
Yeah.
It's not the first time the pub has arrived tonight.
No. Yeah. And then it's Reese, who normally spends his time in pubs and nightclubs, because his day job is as a drag performer.
Oh, sorry, I talked over you.
Oh, I was just saying, you know, Reese is normally a drag performer, and in fact, right now, Reese is off on another live Zoom, so he's in 2 digital spaces at the same time. Because yeah, he's there live and here almost live.
To Reese.
But yeah, Reese's Pieces. So his is called The Little Lost Bug. Reese is a black male with a shaved head. For the purposes of this, though, he's green.
He's painted himself green.
Green, and he has got a full drag makeup face, so massive eyes, and all of that shebang. And he's wearing a beautiful, sparkly net top, and ridiculous heels that, when I saw them for the first time, you know, it's one of those where you're like, even as a woman, I couldn't get into heels like that. Very jealous. Reese's piece involves him moving, so doing a kind of physical performance dance alongside a brilliant audio soundtrack.
And what do you think a black man painted green in 8-inch heels would want for his fanfare? Well, what I can tell you, it wasn't a trumpet. No. Was it the kazoo? No. Really? Farts? No way. He put in a request for Willem's scream. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said that right. And also, you know,
it's a very
those in the know, you know what it is. So just imagine that. And
but we haven't got that scream here. But what I have got is a chicken. So Reese, this is for you. Reese's fanfare.
The little lost bug with the big bulging eyes. Is my home on the ground or up there in the skies? So it jumped and it hopped and it crawled and it danced. It flailed and it wove and it sashayed and pranced. Through the garden it went, and on creatures it chanced, on the journey to find its home. Sassy the spider, whose shame had him stuck on the ground, the darkness in his head, the voices, the hounds. Through the little lost bug, his confidence he found. Now he dances up high in his web. The anxious caterpillar who knew not what they'd be. My friends say I'm that, but I want to be me. With the help of the bug, they grew to love what they'd see. Now they sing their song of pure joy. And lastly, not leastly, the stubborn stiff worm, who wouldn't take help, though for freedom he yearned. The bug helped him loosen, and lessons were learned. Now he's bendy and flexy and free. And after the journey, the story, the show, the bug found it had listened, found it had grown. It turned to look, and with a smile it then cried, "Home is a happiness that comes from inside."
The process has been, I mean, it's been amazing. It's been tumultuous. Third take, and I still don't know what that means, but hey ho. I found out obviously that I was gonna get the funding back in November, I think it was, late November, which feels like a million years ago. And then, you know, with Corona and COVID and life nothing's happening and yet time's moving really fast, and before you know it, it's time to showcase. So kind of thinking that I was going to be doing a live performance and have a lot of freedom with an audience and with space, and then for that to shift onto the online realm was quite something, but it's been a nice challenge. As I say, I studied film when I was in uni, so, and as a cabaret performer as well, I've had to move some of my work online, so it's been quite refreshing to use some of those skills to create a piece for this commission, and it's been even easier with the support of Club Silly. What I see next for this piece, I think, fingers crossed, you know, COVID willing, and the train as well. No, wait. For the future for this project, I think I would love to, if we can do things live, I would really love to take it out into spaces and develop it. What I've developed here has been a little taster and has been a chance for me to think about what the story is, what this character is, through the process of kind of whittling it down into something that I can make into a 5-minute online performance. I've had to think about what it would be if it was bigger. I'd love to take it to festivals or to outdoor spaces, and to get it in front of some young people. I'd love to develop it with other artists, to get the show into an actual long form kind of theatre piece. And then in my bigger plans, I see it doing festivals and pairing up with my own solo show, because this is like a kids show which has some similar themes to my own show that I've been working on, and I think I could do I could present it to festivals and be like, yo, so it's a 2-for-1 deal. You get this one in the daytime, which is for the kiddies, and then at the nighttime we can talk about, you know, race in the and sex and stuff in the evening. And I think it could be, you know, Latitude Festival, Glasgow. What I thought was exciting was that this is a new thing that you guys are doing, and that it's a chance to make work outside of the realms that I normally do make work in. I'm quite new to making more long form stuff myself anyway. I love that you guys talked about building a network of artists. 4K would be lovely, it really would, because I would do good things with it, but I'm sure any of the artists that you picked would. What I have found in my practice has been that establishing connections like this will last for a long time. I still work with people that I got commissioned for 4 years ago, and that network of get my hooks in there has meant that I am still working with them and creating new pieces, exciting pieces, years later, and will continue to do so. So this feels to me like another one of those relationships. I think as far as all those buzzwords that you just said, my work is most of those things because of myself being a black, queer, drag, moving, dancing, rapping, all that shit. And I guess just any opportunity to kind of explore that. I think the piece needs to be developed. I think I would hope to be able to use it to bring in artists to work with, to do research. I already have people who I know who I could do research with, people like Le Gâteau Chocolat, people like Shay Shay, who I've seen do stuff with like the South Bank, getting them in to kind of talk, because there's obviously a nuance to how you do performance for younger people. Also, it needs to be interesting for adults, because I don't want to just be doing a one element thing. Paying artists to come in and to develop new pieces of work, and paying them well as well. I think after the year that we've had, artists needs to be paid well. Hopefully putting something towards kind of being able to then go and have a little test run of taking it round over the summer, take it to, you know, Camden People's Theatre. They've got an outside space. The Roundhouse has got outside spaces. I've got connections with buildings and places and institutions. Build a stage in the middle of the street, do you know what I mean? Sod it.
Wow, Reese, thank you so much. That was the best kids show I've ever had pitched to me or heard a pitch of, and I know that in my household we're going to be buying up all the green paint for my kids. Thanks, mate.
It was great.
That was great. Thank you very much. Cags, it's nearly the end.
It's nearly the end. I mean, there's a host of, end things. The biggest of most important of which is there's an incredible team of people, just meters from mine and Roger's heads, who have who've done brilliant work in terms of making this all happen, making it run smoothly. They've all had crash courses in how to run tech. And if you clap for them now, you might be able to see them.
Can we catch away and stay in? No, not yet. Maybe in 3, 2, 1. We'll fade that.
This is one of those really awkward ones because we don't know what the lag is. So, so we're watching a screen and then talking amongst ourselves in a separate room that's slightly ahead of everything else. So, so big thanks to all of those guys. They're all superstars.
And loads of other people, especially the funders, and their credits will roll in a bit.
Yeah.
And needless to say, with all new ventures, there are a few mistakes and misses. One of the big ones was us forgetting to put a mechanism in for you to give all those guys and Club Silly money, which is something we're normally always in need of. And traditionally, when we have club nights, people drink, we swap that money for a little bit, and then we get more money, and then we put it on again, and it's repeat ad infinitum. So if you can make a donation, Cags could tell you how.
Yeah, so something should be hitting in the comment lanes beneath whatever feed. So if you want to donate, obviously, so Club Silly is led by the artists and the community that are involved in it. And Bureau Silly Ideas facilitates that in whatever way that it can, so supports it in kind. So although it looks like you're donating to Club Silly, any money that's given between now and next week will get into the hands of the artists that we work with in the capacity of Club Silly. And yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching. There's a webinar. I don't know how.
Yeah, we're gonna carry on. So we're going to continue in a Q&A after party on our Zoom webinar. So anyone who's watching on Facebook or YouTube, if you want to jump on that, then the link is gonna hit the comment box any minute now. But in essence, we're gonna sign off, and we're gonna go and get in there. We're gonna have a lovely time, talk to some of the artists, talk amongst ourselves, and that's it. Other than that, it's just like, give us a big clap, Rog.
Yeah, thanks. And we're going to grab a beer whilst the credits roll and see some of you later, which will include a Q&A with some of the artists and some of the panel makers, so we can start making the decision-making process of how to give one of those 4,000. Difficult.
I mean, none of them will walk away empty-handed. They'll all get something.
Support and experts.
We'll kiss them when we can.
We've got to go. Stop talking. Come on, roll the credits.
Bye.
Did you find any new silly words? Do you still like those silly words?
Well, you can't beat Blossom. You can't beat Blossom.
No, that's always a silly word, as is kumquat.
And chimichanga.
Yeah.
And Bilbao.
Yeah. I'm not sure about ghee. That's another discussion.
But what if you put ghee next to Bilbao?
Yeah.
This is ghee Bilbao.
Or Bilbao ghee.
Bilbao ghee.
Bilbao ghee.
Yeah. So it's not a word, it's more of a sound. It's kind of like my catchphrase. I go,
That needs to be your word.
So I'll make it more word. What about you? Any words? Just don't
Inadvisable was one of Mabel's words that she came up when we were doing it. That was one of her adjectives which she's been doing at school at the moment. So we did a bit of describing word stuff. So I think that inadvisable is probably our word of the month, isn't it, Mabes?
There was one earlier today, I think it went something like, Jack! I really enjoyed that word.
My 3 favourite words, my 3 silly words are quartz.
Quartz?
Quartz.
Like quartz, like crystal.
Yeah, like rose quartz.
I got
How good a quartz. I know.
Quartz.
Risk, because you can roll the R. Risk. And my third silly word, which is probably my favourite word, well, is nut.
Okay, so my silly words were maybe baby, gaggle, and precocious. I'm gonna stand by maybe baby even though it's a cheat because it's 2 words, but it's fun to say. Try it. Maybe baby. I barely could anyway. Friday, leave me alone. Maybe baby. Go on, give it. Say it. Maybe baby. I got that off American Dad. Anyway, gaggle, that's cheating because that's also a fun word to say. So I'm gonna swap that one out for tumultuous. Which actually just means up and down, I think. Whatever, let's leave that there. And the last one I'm gonna say is I'd say club silly, kiss your ass a bit.